Hello student, currently we are learning the lecture from Kant philosophy and the 8th lecture from Kant philosophy, that is the simple substance. We already finished the characteristic feature of the vital force, and in last lecture we finished the two important and very important characteristic feature of simple substance, that is it has a formative intelligence, that is endowed with formative intelligence, which this intelligence maintain the economy and very definite morphological structure, the whole animal, vegetable and mineral kingdom. And according to the law of chemistry, can try to explain how the simple substance is, how simple substance gives its own type of life to everything, isn't it? Gives its distinction and gives it identity, whereby it differ from all other things. This simple substance which endowed with the formative intelligence, able to maintain the uniqueness of the life of everything, isn't it? With its distinction and maintain the identity from different things from environment. And for the explanation of this formative intelligence, we take the example of crystal of the earth, and also the second example by the frost work, that is the very fine particles of the ice appear on the window, possesses the morphology of each and every drop of every particle of the frost is identical. And from this formative intelligence, plant grow in fixed form. We take the example of this mango tree. Similarly, it maintain the form of human being, isn't it? And from these ovum develop the fertilized ovum with this develop into the human fetus. This formative intelligence maintain in each and every kingdom, that is in plant kingdom, in animal kingdom, and in mineral kingdom also. Have you got this? And this second important thing is, it is a subjective change, that this simple substance is may subject to change, and because of this quality or property, it change from it the healthy state, from the healthy state there is a disease state, and it is also with the aid of medicine it may again restore back to the healthy state. Therefore it is subject to change. Let us take the next another property or the quality of the simple substance. Any simple substance may pervade the entire material, entire substance without disturbing or replacing it. Yes, here Dr. Kant tried to explain this quality of the simple substance by giving the example of magnetism. Student, look here, whatever these all properties of the simple substance, if you listen carefully, you observe that all these properties are of the simple of the vital force. These are all explained according to the new concept of physics, isn't it? All the laws which are applicable for the material one or the applicable to the matter, these are all applicable for the vital force, and it called as a simple substance. These new concept of the physics have changed our entire outlook in reality, and he constitute the principle that if matter and energy are interchangeable and indeed continuously and rapidly interchanging in the context of the field of varying intensity, isn't it? And the all these using these various type of physical property, this simple substance in use the different terminology which are used in the physics, like the wavelength, you can say the aptitude, the frequency, vibrations, all these terminology which are applicable or in physics, that is wavelength, these are all used for the explanation of this simple substance. And here he gives the example of magnetism, that is a magnetic energy, how this magnetic energy whenever it transferred to the another one, or how this magnet is created by how this magnet is prepared from one magnet by only the rubbing or this one magnet on the iron piece from a particular fashion. This magnetism may occupy a substance. This original substance is a iron one, isn't it? But this, what is the quality of this iron substance is the magnetic, it possesses a magnetic energy. This magnetism may occupy a substance and not displace any of it, nor cause derangement of its particle or crystals. Yes, whenever this iron converted into magnet, this magnetic energy is placed in this iron piece. These various shapes of magnets are here, which possesses the magnetic energy, while the property of the iron get not changed. Whatever is a physical property is never deranged. This cohesion is a simple substance. It is not the purpose of cohesion to disturb or displace the substance that it occupies. That means whatever is a material is there through which this simple substance is expressed, or this vital force get expressed, this energy get expressed, the original property of the material one never get disturbed because of the cohesion of these all particles or atoms of the iron. Have you got this? Then therefore this first substance or primitive substance, that is iron, exists as such in all distinct form of growth of concrete form, and the material concrete individual entity is not disturbed or displaced by the simple substance. Yes, whatever is a simple substance is there, that means the magnet is there, whatever is the shape of the magnet, different shape, and the quality of this material, that is iron, it never get changed because of this simple substance. It is a magnetic energy is a simple substance here, and therefore Kant told you that therefore this first substance or primitive substance exists as such in all distinct form of growth of concrete form, and the material concrete individual entity is not disturbed or displaced by the simple substance. The simple substance is capable of occupying material substance without accident to that substance or to itself. Okay? When the simple substance is an active substance, it dominates and controls the body it occupies. Yes, whenever the simple substance is active one, it dominates and controls the body it occupies. It occupies everywhere and rules in the unbounded way. Whenever the simple substance is ruled this whole material body, the existence of the simple substance is everywhere in body. It is cause of force. The body does not move, think or act unless it has its interior degree of immaterial substance, which act upon the economy continuously in the most beautiful manner. But as soon as the body is separated from its characterizing simple substance, there is a cessation of influx. Yes, whenever these energies departed from this material body, the influx gets ceased. This chain of the life, of which originated from the this union of these, or the fertilization of ovum, or union of sperm and ovum, and it gets ceases by the departure of this simple substance from material body. The energy derived from the simple substance keeps all things in order. By it are kept in order all functions and the perpetuation of all form and properties of every animal, plant and mineral. There is a perpetuation of the form of properties. Form and properties get retained. These are existed, keep the existence of these form and properties in every animal, plant and mineral. All operation that is possible is due to the simple substance. Yes, it is a energy, and by it the very universe itself is kept in order. This vital energy or this simple substance is not only pervade on only these things which are existed on the earth, while the whole universe under the influence of this simple substance, which carried out all the function of the universe. It is a supreme energy. It is not only operates every material substance, but it is the cause of cooperation of all things. Yes, this energy is not, it performs its own way, and this act in a harmonious and cooperative way. It never hurdle in between this simple substance of the others, and that's why these are all act in a cooperation. The example is given by him that examine the universe, behold the stars, the sun and the moon. They do not interfere with each other. Yes, the existence of the simple substance in whole this universe. We are just a part of our solar system, is only the part of this universe, isn't it? There are n numbers of solar system much larger than our solar system existed in universe. But let us take the example of our solar system, is that this sun placed at the center and whole planets revolving around sun, isn't it? And this fashion is never get changed, and they never interfere with the motion of the another planet. They follow their own way. The stars also is also the part of our galaxy. These different planets, these are revolving around sun in very definite and particular fashion. They never interfere with each other. They are kept in continuous order. Everything is in harmony and is kept so by the simple substance, and these are all regulated by the simple substance. We see cooperation in every degree, and this cooperation working in perfect harmony. We see human beings moving about. We see things going on about us on the earth. We see the trees on the forest making room for each other, existing in perfect harmony. The very sound of the forest have harmony, and all this coordination is brought about by the simple substance. Here Kant gives the example of forest. In forest, these particular or this jungle of the particular plant is developed, and whatever is the seeds, these are or the plant develop in a particular fashion and with a particular distance, because this distance is need of the forest, and if any other seed is germinated behind or under this forest, it can't develop because it has no proper place, and this proper place maintained for the proper development of the trees is maintained by the trees, and it is only because of the influence of simple substance. See, every plant, it is not a deliberately cultivated forest, but it is a naturally developed forest. Naturally, the simple substance make a proper distance for the proper development of each and every tree, isn't it? If immediately under the tree, any big tree can't develop, and it is a rule of the rule of the simple substance. Therefore, we see cooperation in every degree, and this cooperation working in perfect harmony. We see human being moving about. We see things going on about us on earth. We see the tree of the forest making room for each other, existing in perfect harmony. The very sound of the forest have harmony. The very sound of the forest means every forest have their own economy or have their own rules and regulations for their development, isn't it? And all this coordination is brought about by the simple substance. That is, every part of the nature is essential for the running a proper cycle, or properly running the cycle in harmonious and cooperating way. There is nothing more wonderful than the coordination of man's economy, will and his understanding. Yes, another example given by him regarding this cooperation and cooperative movement of the simple substance. It is a property that dominates and controls the body it occupies. It controls how this simple substance controls the body which it occupies. It is a economy, and the human being, the internal man constituted by the will and his understanding, and these movements which coordination is carried on by the life substance. Yes, this coordination is only regulated and ruling by simple substance or vital energy, you can say. Without this, all matter is dead and cannot be used for the higher purpose of its existence. Yes, for example, it is a picture of eye. Yes, this only picture or the specimen of eye, not able to see anybody. But whenever this eye functioning properly, when it unite to the brain and it properly assembled in human body, and all the sense organ, these are all act harmoniously and coordinatingly with the brain, isn't it? If there is movement also, there is sensation, there is taste, the smell, vision, and hearing. All these functions of the sense organ, these are all coordinately and harmoniously performed with the media of brain. Otherwise, these are all dead. Without this vital force, these sense organs cannot functioning properly, because these are all dead. Without all matter is dead, we cannot use for the higher purpose of their existence. That is a higher function. The maximum function of this eye could not be performed without the vital force or simple substance. By the aid of simple substance, the divine creator is able to use all created being and form for their highest purpose. Yes, divine creator, God. Yes, it is a very finest concept of Dr. Kent, that the whole universe created by this God or divine creator or the supreme energy or substantial energy only, and forms for their highest purpose and able to apply their property for the highest purpose. The next property of the simple substance is matter is subject to reduction and it can be continuously reduced until it is in the form of simple substance, but it is not subject to restitution. Yes, any matter subject to reduction. You can pound any substance into fine and finer and finest matter particles, isn't it? Here is a pounding of any, for example, it is a chalk, and chalk, by pounding it you can create a very fine powder of chalk, and these fine particles are dispersed everywhere, isn't it? This is just like a particle of dust. That means every particle you can divide into finest one. Therefore, matter is subject to reduction and it can be continuously reduced until it is in the form of simple substance. And in the finest particle also there is a simple substance, but it is not subject to restitution, but we can't restore it back. Have you got this? Then if there is a loss of this because of the radiation, there is a loss of this original substance which has a radiant power, and if after this it reduces in the quantity of half, and it is called the half-life of this radioactive element, isn't it? Because of this radioactivity, whatever is energy is dispersed from this radiant or the radioactive material or substance, it is not again restitute, that means restored back. Once there is a loss, there is a loss. It is not a restitution. Just for example, if there is death, you can't put again this energy to the material body. No substance can be returned to its ultimate form after it has been reduced to its primitive form. Whenever it reaches to the primitive form, it is not again returned to its original form. No substance returned to its ultimate form after it has been reduced to the primitive form. If we reduce this in the primitive form, you can't restore it up to the ultimate form. That means once you फॉर एक्झाम्पल की आपण जर एकदा एखाद्याला एक अल्टिमेट फॉर्म पासून त्याला त्याच्या प्रिमिटिव्ह फॉर्म पर्यंत नेलं तर परत त्याला त्या प्रिमिटिव्ह फॉर्म पासून तुम्ही अल्टिमेट फॉर्म पर्यंत त्याला पोहोचवू शकत नाही. इट इज नॉट द पॉवर ऑफ मॅन टू चेंज फ्रॉम फर्स्ट टू लास्ट. दॅट इज इट इज नॉट हिज पॉवर टू अल्टिमेट द सिंपल सबस्टन्स. Yes, you can't ultimate the symptom substance. This is retained for the Supreme Power Himself, from whom power continually flows through all the primitive substance to the end, that is ultimates. Yes, this power is developed from primitive substance to ultimates, not from ultimates to primitive substance. Now, do you begin to see that the thing that does not start from its beginning with a purpose is not a thing? Or to put it another way, what makes anything a thing is because of its purpose or ultimate, which is used, and there is never created a thing without a purpose. If it does not exist in continuous series from first to last, it cannot be used for use or of purpose. Hence, the end is in the first and the end is in every succeeding link to its ultimate. the very form in which the use is to be appropriate and established. When you establish first link in the chain, you have the end of the next link in view. Yes, it is very important. When you establish the first link in the chain, you have the end of the next link in view. That means whenever the first link is you prepared, then there is definitely it is a primitive one. It become primitive one, and there is ultimates are developed, and it is only the because of this chain, you can say this continuous series from first to last, it is used for with some purpose. Without any purpose, there is not the existence of this simple substance, which and the function of the simple substance also. The simple substance may exist as simple, compound or complex. It is another characteristic feature of the simple substance. It exists as simple, compound or complex. As such, never disturb harmony, but always continuous from first to last, and in that way all purposes are conserved. That means the simple substances exist in a simple form and without the any or the purity of the substance is maintained here, or it is found in a compound form, that is in a mixture form, and it is also found in a complex form. But in three forms there is the simple substance maintain its existence and maintain its property. Without chemistry we can observe this compounding. Yes, for this function of the simple substance you must have the help of chemistry, because this simple, compound, complex, these are all terminology used in chemistry. And let us find what do you mean by the existence of this simple substance in all this form. Let us take the example. We find iodine uniting with its base, that is two simple substances compounding in keeping with their own individual plan, reliably and intelligently in accordance with the affinities to each other. When substances come together in that way, they do not disturb the simple substance of each other. Yes, whenever there is a compounding form, you make some ointment. For example, you make some ointment from iodine and you mix with its base, then the whatever is the property of this vehicle is as it is, or the simple substance of the vehicle remain as it is and maintain its formative intelligence, while iodine also maintain its formative intelligence and maintain its property, isn't it? In compounding form there is no chemical reaction, and therefore they maintain their own property. When substance and then it is called a compound or mixture. When substances came together in that way, they do not disturb the simple substance of each other. There is nothing destroyed. Each one retain its own identity, and they can be reduced again to their simples by reaction and reagent. And if the chemical product, these are very chemical active substances, and they react each other with reaction and reagent, then whatever is the complex substance is also formed, it also maintain its own simple substance. Now all these enter into the human body. Yes, with complexity, or the human body is made up of the simple, compound and complex substances. Then now all these enter into the human body, and every element in the human body preserve its identity throughout, and wherever found it can be identified. That means from which material the human body is formed, or and it maintain the integrity of the all these substances. For example, there are n number of vitamins observed. The body is made up of these proteins, or you can say, for example, in muscle, the muscle cell, or the neuron, nerve cell, or the blood, the constituent of blood, that is the red cell, white cell, and platelets, and so plasma. All these different types of complex and simple elements which constitute our body maintain its own identity because of the simple substance. Such combinations, however, merely represent a composite state. But when these composite substances and simple substances are brought into an additional condition, that is, when they are presided over and dominated by something, they may be said to enter into a very complex form. And in the body, a life force keeps every other force in order. Yes, let us take the example. But when these composite substance and simple substances are brought into an additional condition, that means all these make together, when they are presided means it is ruled by, or you can say it is overpowered by or influenced by, then it is also influenced over and dominated by something. Yes, there is the complexity which observed in human body. All these sensation and function, all these organ, all these tissues, cell, these are all dominated by something. They may be said to enter into very complex form, and in the body a life force keeps every other forces in order. That means this different, or you can say in each and every cell there is existence of simple substance which maintain the integrity of the cell, isn't it? These cells may unite together form tissue, and the simple substance of the tissue maintain the integrity and the function of the tissue, which constitute organ, and these different organ constitute different system. But every organ, every system maintain their form and function. It is called a very complex form, and form the very complexity in the body. But the simple substance of the each system act harmoniously, not interfere the function of the another substance, but all systems act coordinately, isn't it? And in cooperation and in harmonious way, and all these systems are influenced or presided by, overpowered by, or ruled by the life force or the vital force, and it is one of the simple substance which rule whole material body and function of whole material body. The dynamic simple substances often dominate each other in proportion to their purpose, one having a higher purpose than another. That means it means the different category and degree of the simple substances, and it is a characteristic of the simple substance which dominate the other, which has the in higher degree, one having a higher purpose than another. This vital force, which is simple substance, is again dominated by another simple substance still higher. Yes, whenever we consider these different degree of simple substance, which is higher one, it dominates the another simple substance which is weaker, and this higher simple substance is nothing but which is the soul. It has been the aim of a great many philosophers by study to arrive at some conclusion concerning the soul. They have attempted to locate it at some particular point, but we can see from the above that it is not in circumscribed location. Yes, there is no location of the soul. There is no existence of this. It is a life energy pervade whole unit, whole organism. isn't it? It is not concentrated or located in any other part of the human being, but it is not circumscribed in a particular location, while it located in everywhere. In considering simple substance, we cannot think of time, place or space, because we are not in the realm of mathematics. That is, you are not calculate or you can't measure. It has no volume, it does not occupy the space, and because it is not we are not calculated according to the mathematics, nor the restricted measurements of the world of space and time. We are in the realm of simple substance. It is only finite to think of place and time. Yes, it is beyond the space and place and time. The next quality of the simple substance is quantity cannot be predicated of the simple substance, only quality in degree of fineness. This quality of the simple substance is quality in degree of fineness. It is you can't express this quality in a physical world or physical or any material measurement, while it is a degree of fineness. We will see the importance of this in its special relation to homeopathy by using an illustration. Here the degree of fineness is here we take the example of the potentization or dynamization of the medicine, where the crude material substance, by the process of potentization, it reached to the finest degree, but where at the very highest potency, where not a single atom of the original medicinal substance remain behind, still the simple substance is present in that particular potency. When we have administered sulfur 55 m in frequent doses and find it will not work any longer, you give the CM potency and see the curative action taken place at once. That means whenever we prescribe the sulfur in the material dose, it is not act so effectively, while whenever we prescribe this sulfur in a potentized form in the CM potency, then see the curative action taken place at once. Then this energy, the spiritual energy, or you can say the dynamic energy, which propounded by the potentization of the sulfur, this material one, when it reaches to the simple substance, it reacts with the simple substance of the organism and the curative process is commencement. Do we know that, do we not see by this that we have entered a new series of degree and are dealing entirely with quality? Yes, with this different range of the potency, which are similar to the different range of the, or frequency, you can say the frequency of the disease, or the frequency of the organism in disease condition, and you have to match with this frequency with the potency according to the law of similarity. The next important quality of the simple substance is the simple substance also has adaptation. You know the adaptation, it is a adjustment with the outer circumstances or environment. At this point, man's reasoning comes up, leading to false conclusion from appearances, so that he has accepted what is called the environment theory. Yes, this environmental theory is closely related to the adaptation. This adaptation is one of the very important quality performed by living organism, you can say, through the energy of this simple substance, and which is only meant for, or which is only important to keep the existence of life. In any adverse situation, this simple substance tries to adjust with the external environment in order to keep the existence of life. Have you got this? And it is called the adaptation. You know various example of adaptation also. That is that the individual has an adaptation to his environment is not questioned, but what is it that adapts itself to environment? Yes, you know the adaptation with the any environment, whether it is a favorable one or not favorable for the life, or you can say mental situation, but you have to adapt with the available situation, isn't it? But what it is that adapt itself to environment? Yes, कौन करता है adaptation environment सोबत? Nothing but the simple substance. The dead body cannot. When we reason from within out, we see that to the simple substance adapts itself to its surrounding and tends to adapt its house to the surrounding. Yes, you know the human body, or what is within, it is an internal man, and the simple substance adapts itself to its surrounding, and thus the human body is kept in a state of order. Yes, every time very spontaneous functions created by vital force, and our body is keep the existence of life in surrounding. Thus the human body is kept in a state of order in the cold or in heat. By making the physiological changes, we are surviving in extreme cold also, in extreme heat also, in the wet and damp, and under all circumstances. The surroundings themselves produce nothing, are not causes, they are only circumstances. Yes, the surrounding is not these are not cause, but these are only the circumstances, and whenever we are tuned up with these circumstances, we can able to make the balance with our body and circumstances. The life substance within the body is the vice reagent of the soul. Yes, now the Kant try to differentiate the two things, that is the soul is president, chief, and another is a life substance within body, vice reagent of the soul, and the soul in turn is also simple substance. The chief energy, soul, which is nothing but the simple substance. All that there is of the soul operates and exists within every part of the human body, and thus it is that simple substance act as a vital force. Yes, this simple substance nothing but the vital force, and you know now considering the vital force of the human organism in terms of the electrodynamics, electrodynamic energy or vibration obviously involves a tremendous degree of complexity, isn't it? And in resultant vibrations created in the simple substance or life energy, you can say, it make the adjustment and adaptation with the surrounding. The soul adapts the human body to all its purposes, the higher purpose of its being. Yes, higher purpose of its being, that means in order to keep the existence of life, to acquire the higher purpose of its existence. The simple substance heaven, it exists in the living human body, keeps that body animated, keep it moving, perfects its uses and superintends all parts, and at the same time keeps the operation of mind and will in order. Yes, in a balanced condition of health, balanced condition of life, nothing but in a state of health, how the simple substance work, how it operates. The simple substance when exists in living body keeps body animated, and you know animated, it is a moving, keeps it moving, perfect in uses. Yes, every word or every sensation, every function according to the sensation occur in a perfect way. It is a harmonious sensation and function. The balance between the sensation and function exhibited here, and superintends all parts, that is ruling all parts, and at the same time keep the operation of mind and will in order. Similarly, the operation of the mind or the healthy mind and will in order, in healthy condition, this will and mind, these are all in control, isn't it? It is not distorted, it is not very abnormal sensations or abnormal symptoms are not created by mind. Let any disturbance occur in the vital substance and we see how suddenly incoordination will come. Yes, whenever there is the disturbance in this flow of influx, whenever there is a disturbance in the flow of this life energy or simple substance, then there is a alteration in sensation and function. There is a disharmony created by the another stronger force, and therefore we suddenly incoordination will come. There is a this harmony get disturbed and incoordination with the sensation and function. There is harmonious cooperation when the vital substance is continued in its normal quality. Whenever there is a healthy vital force, there is a cooperation and coordination with all sensation and function. That is in health. What is more perfect than the human body in health, and what evidence have we of any greater wreck than the human body when it is not in health? Yes, whatever is the changes or ill effect occur whenever the human body is not in a perfect health. We see also that this vital substance, when in a natural state, when in contact with the human body, is constructive. It keeps the body continuously constructed and reconstructed. Yes, the very important quality of the simple substances, it is a constructive. Yes, whenever there is any destruction occur, it is very spontaneously created or constructed by the simple substance. There is a constructed and reconstructed. But when the opposite is true, when the vital force from any cause withdraws from the body, we see that the forces that are in the body being turned loose are destructive. Yes, whenever there is a departure of the vital force, definitely the constructive quality of the simple substance totally get lost, and therefore after death there is no construction, while now the body is, which is not animated, is inanimated, and now it is a part of the external environment, that is it is a just non-living, it is a destructive in nature. Destructions started after the whenever there is a departure of vital force. When these forces are not dominated and controlled by the vital force, the body tends to decay at once. So we see that the vital force is constructive or formative, and in its absence there is a death and destruction. If we examine the very simplest form of living organism, the plasm body, we will observe that it has the essential of life, has everything in it that the very highest order of life has. It has the properties and qualities of the life substance of man and animal. It reproduces itself, it moves, it feeds, it is endowed with influx, and lastly, it can be killed. Now, when you have said these things, we have predicted much in the vital substance, or highest and of the lowest. It asserts its identity, it moves and it feeds, it propagates and it can be killed. It does not sustain its identity by chemical analysis, because when it is chemically analyzed, it is no longer a protoplasm. Yes, we can't explain the simple substance according to the chemical analysis, while we try to analyze this life in chemical according to the chemical analysis. We analyze the system, we analyze or we differentiate the human being in different systems, different again divided into different organs, and at lastly there is a simple at the cellular level there is only the protoplasm which is active, isn't it? It is a form of simple substance. The protoplasm is only protoplasm when it is living. Yes, this protoplasm is functioning while when it is living, when there is a soul, when there is a life, isn't it? When there is a vital force, then only this protoplasm will act. Otherwise, it is only the different chemical constituent of different chemical combination and the various other compounding of different material. Chemically, all there is to be found of protoplasm is COHN and S, but that is a carbon dioxide, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen and sulfur. But the life substance cannot be found. Yes, when we chemical analyze the protoplasm, you find out the various other elements in that protoplasm, but there is no life. You put together the 54 parts of carbon, 21 of oxygen, 16 of nitrogen and 7th of hydrogen and 2 of sulfur. What do you mean supposed to have, will have? Yes, if we analyze the protoplasm and you find that such type of percentage present in the protoplasm, and if we artificially add this all material in test tube, while you can't construct the protoplasm, simply a composite something, but not the complexity which is identity as protoplasm. Yes, we are able to make a mixture of these all constituent in test tube, while there is no complexity which we identify as protoplasm. Yes, the complexity which is created by the simple substance which is not forming this artificial preparation of the chemicals. In analyzing the protoplasm, what has become of life, of the life force? Yes, whenever we analyze the protoplasm, what has become of the life force? There is no difference in weight after death. The simple substance cannot be weighed. Neither weight, nor time, nor space can be predicated of the simple substance. And thus we can't explain the simple substance in form of weight, time or space occupied. It is not subject to the physical law such as gravitation. Now, when we consider this substance as an energy, a force or dynamics, that is something possessing power, the subject is intelligible. Inert elements have in their nature not only their own identifying simple substance, but they have degrees of these identifying simple substance. The human body also has its degree of life substance, existing in degree suitable for all its uses. The innermost degree of life substance are suitable to the will and understanding. Yes, there can't differentiate these degree of the simple substance, and the innermost degree of the life substances are suitable to the will and understanding. The outermost degree to very porous tissue, and there is one continuous series of quality in degree from innermost to the outermost. Every cell has within it the innermost and the outermost, because there is nothing in that which is porous but has that which is finest too. Yes, in cell also, the construction of the cell, there is a cell wall, then there is cytoplasm, and then in the innermost side there is nucleus. And this what is the functioning unit of this particular cell? It is nothing but this centrosome or the nucleus, which is the innermost layer. It is the innermost. The outermost envelope are dominated by a coarser degree of simple substance, and the innermost qualities are dominated by the innermost degree. That is the outermost means the outermost one, it is the organ, you can say, organic level, and the innermost quality by it is the finest quality. It is a dynamic, at the dynamic level, the internal man, that is the mind. It is dominated by the innermost energy. Each portion has an appropriate form, and form of outermost to the innermost it has all. Otherwise, the human body could not be dominated or ruled by the soul. Yes, this human body is this innermost degree, it is dominated by the soul, because it has the equal plane, the finest degree. Each tissue has within in its portion of the vital substance, each having its own peculiar kind of function. Inert substance have their own degree. Silica has its degree of simple substance within it, in which can be brought out by the process of potentization. Yes, you know, silica, it is inert substance, but whatever is the finest degree lies inside this particle of silica, which this energy we arouse by the process of potentization, whereby it may be continuously simplified, rendered finer and finer, so that each portion which remains may, by continued potentization, be adapted to the higher degree of the simple substance of man. Yes, the outer surface or the outermost layer of the silica is totally inert, while when we potentize it at the finer and finer degree, the innermost energy is aroused, and which is now at the same degree which is adapted to the higher degree of the simple substance of the man. The 30th potency of silica will be sufficiently similar in form to reach in a curative way some of the diseases of man. For example, such as are the dominating his economy in correspondingly superficial and coarser series of the body. These different ranges of the potency of the silica act on the different degree, that is a coarser to finer. But it is true that silica ceases after a time to act in the 13th potency, and it has to be further potentized in order that it may be similar in quality to the inner degree, even until it reaches the very innermost or the finest degree of the simple substance. Everything in the universe has its aura or atmosphere. Every star and planet has an atmosphere. The sun's atmosphere is its light and heat. Every human being has its atmosphere or aura. So the aura which is surrounding our body, it is totally invisible but still present. Every animal has its atmosphere or aura. This aura is present in all entities. What may be said to be the aura of musk? It is a strong physical aura which almost everywhere can perceive. A grain of musk has been kept in experiment sake in a bottle for 17 years, giving off a perceptible aura yet without loss of weight. If a further evidence of aura, take for instance the animal which prey upon their food, and you know that they can discover by an extremely intense aura states that man cannot discover. Yes, you know, this animal has its own quality to find out its prey through this aura. But man don't have such type of intense sensitivity to find out the aura. This is not an ordinary nose, but it is really the very instinct of the animal, whereby he perceives what is prey. His instinct is analogous to man's perception, and by this instinct we discover his prey when man would not able to discover it. Man can discover musk in a bottle, but it is doubtful if man could discover the finest aura by its odor. This aura becomes useful and introduce a prominent sphere in the study of the homeopathy. The consciousness between the two simple substances is really that atmosphere by which one knows the other, and by which all affinities and repulsions between simple substances are known. They are in harmony or in antagonism. Human beings are thus classified by positiveness and negativeness. Minerals and the world generally are classified by positives and negatives. This has an underlying cause. Substances are extremely powerful when meeting together. Substances that are antagonistic in any way, and also when meeting substances in a destructive way. The formative processes are often brought about by destruction, formed and destroyed in order that new form may exist, and new form therefore are often created from simple substance. Yes, this different way he tried to explain. Let us take the last paragraph. Of course, it will be seen that the whole of this subject look toward the establishment of a new system of pathology. We will be the groundwork of homeopathy. All disease causes are in simple substance. There is no disease cause is in concrete substance considered apart from the simple substance. We therefore study simple substance in order that we may arrive at the nature of sick-making substances. That is, as this simple substance of the human being, the simple substance of the disease-making substance also have their existence in the atmosphere. We also potentize our medicine in order to arrive at their simple substance, that is, at the nature and quality of the remedy itself. The remedy to be homeopathic must be similar in quantity and the similar in action to disease cause. Yes, it is regarding the concept of simple substance explained very extensively by Dr. Kane. Here he tried to equalize the vital energy as in form of physics, and therefore various terminology used in modern science or in the realm of physics, that is a frequency, or the vibrations, or this formative form, or the complexity, simplicity, compound, all these terminology used by Dr. Kent in order to explain the simple substance. Yes, it is a fourth state of matter. Okay, thank you.